I have done 30 plus certifications and am here to guide you throughout your certification journey. In this video, we will be covering some important topics and questions related to that topic of the ServiceNow CIS Discovery exam. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. Let us first discuss the exam overview and objectives. About the exam structure, the exam consists of multiple choice questions covering various aspects of ServiceNow Discovery. About exam objectives, key objectives include understanding discovery fundamentals, CMDB, techniques, integration, data quality, troubleshooting, and best practices. About discovery fundamentals, first is discovery overview. Explore the core concepts of ServiceNow Discovery, its purpose, and its role in IT service management. Then we have discovery terminology, gain clarity on key terms such as discovery, CI, CMDB, scanner, and mid server. About discovery architecture, comprehend the architecture of discovery, including components like scanners, mid servers, and the ServiceNow platform. About CMDB, we will have an overview, learn about the CMDB, its purpose, and how discovery contributes to its accuracy and completeness. CMDB relationships, understand how discovery helps establish and maintain relationships between configuration items in the CMDB. About CMDB automation, explore how discovery automates the process of updating and enriching the CMDB with real-time data. Discovery integrations with other ServiceNow modules. ITSM. Discover how Discovery seamlessly integrates with ITSM modules to provide accurate and up-to-date CI data. Change management. Explore the role of Discovery in change management, ensuring CI information is updating during changes. Incident management. Understand how Discovery enhances incident management by providing relevant CI details for faster resolutions. An exam preparation tip, utilize official ServiceNow documentation, training materials, and practice exams to prepare effectively for the discovery exam. Other than that, watch this video to boost the quality of your preparation. To the important questions, question 1, which part of agent client collector must be configured to run OS query commands on a CI? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it handles communication, not command execution. About B, it discovers resources, does not execute commands. About D, it maps data, does not run queries. And about E, it is for defining rules, not for running commands. As such, the part of agent client collector that must be configured to run OS query commands on a CI is checked. Thus, the correct option is C. The check feature in ACC is used to configure and execute specific commands like OS query on CIs to verify their state or compliance. Question 2. Which of the following best describes what may also be required when increasing the max number of threads for a MID server? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About option A, ACLs govern access to CMDB, unrelated to thread count. About option B, threads use memory, not significant disk space. About option D, payload size affects data transfer, not thread operation. As such, the option that best describes what may also be required when increasing the max number of threads for a MID server is increasing the memory allocated to the MID server app. Thus, the correct option is C. Increasing the max number of threads allows the MID server to perform more tasks concurrently. However, each thread consumes memory. Without sufficient memory, the MID server may become unstable or fail to perform optimally. Therefore, increasing the memory allocated to the MID server application is often necessary to support the additional threads effectively and ensure smooth operations. Question 3. CI identifiers can be viewed under which of the following? Based on this question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About option A, it monitors discovery activities, not identifiers. About option C, it manages process rules and is unrelated to CI identification. About option D, it classifies processes, not CIs. And about option E, it displays CI details but not the identifier rules. As such, CI identifiers can be viewed under CI class managers. Thus, the correct option is B. The CI class manager is dedicated module in ServiceNow where CI classes and their associated identification rules are configured and managed. CI identifiers are critical for reconciling discovery data, ensuring that incoming data correctly matches existing CIs in the CMDB. In the CI class manager, you can view all CI classes and their hierarchy, review and configure identification rules, including the CI identifiers used to uniquely identify CIs within each class. The centralized tool ensures effective configuration and validation of CIs. Question 4. How do you create relationships between CIs in a horizontal pattern? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it is not used in patterns, it applies to other discovery tools. About option C, it is not relevant for horizontal pattern discovery. About option D, this is incorrect. Patterns do create relationships. As such, the correct statement is relationships are created automatically for each successful connection section. Thus, the correct option is A. In a horizontal discovery pattern, relationships between CIs are created automatically during the execution of a connection section. The connection section defines how two or more CIs are linked based on discovered data. For example, if a discovered application is running on a particular server, the pattern establishes a relationship between the application and the server once the connection section is successfully executed. Question 5. For a parse variable option, when using the delimited text parsing strategy, which options are available in a step? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About option B, it is used for SNMP operations, not text parsing. About option D, it applies to merging data, not parsing delimited text. As such, the options that are available in a step are positions and delimiters. Thus, the correct options are A and C. When using the delimited text parsing strategy in a parse variable operation, you can configure positions, specify the exact positions or indices in the text to extract data. Delimiters define the character that separates values in the text, enabling structured parsing. Question 6. Which of the below choices are possible options under Action on All in the recommended actions pane for an automated error message list within Discovery, then Home? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About option A, it is not an available action under Action on All. About option D, it is not related to actions for automated error messages. Thus, the choices that are possible options under Action on All in the recommended actions pane for an automated error message list are retry discovery and make ranges. Thus, the correct options are B and D. In the recommended actions pane for an automated error messages list under discovery then home, the following options can appear under Action on All. Retry discovery allows rerunning the discovery process on all affected IPs or CIs to resolve errors. Make ranges helps create IP ranges from the error list for better management or troubleshooting. Question 7. Which of the following are contained in an extension section of a discovery pattern? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it manages connections, not extensions. About C, it handles CI identification, not extensions. About D, it is not specific to extension sections. As such, it is shared libraries that are contained in an extension section of a discovery pattern. As such, the correct option is A. Shared libraries are specifically intended for reuse across multiple discovery patterns, making them a key feature of extension sections. They allow for the inclusion of common logic or scripts that can be referenced in different parts of discovery patterns, which is a primary use case for extension sections. Question 8. Which of the following describes the recommended permission level for credentials to discover Windows servers? Let us first discuss the incorrect operations. About A, it is insufficient for discovery tasks. About C, it is overly privileged and unnecessary. About D, it has excessive privileges for Windows Server discovery. Thus, a domain user with local administrator access describes the recommended permission level for credentials to discover Windows Server. As such, the correct option is B. For discovering Windows servers, the recommended permission level is a domain user with local administrator access on the target server. This allows the discovery process to gather the necessary information without granting overly broad permissions like domain administrator rights. Question 9. Which of the choices are types of temporary variables in a discovery pattern? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect operations. About A, it is not a type of temporary variable. About C, it refers to an operation, not a temporary variable type. Thus, the choices that are types of a temporary variable in a discovery pattern are tabular slash table and scalar slash list. Thus, the correct options are B and D. Temporary variables in a discovery pattern are used to store intermediate values during the discovery process. They can be of different types, and the two common types are B. Tabular slash table. These are used to store and work with multiple values in a tabular format, allowing the pattern to handle and iterate over sets of data. D. Scalar slash list. Scalars store a single value, while lists store multiple values in a sequential order. Both are used for temporary data storage during discovery operations. Question 10. Which of the following is not used in a horizontal discovery pattern? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it is used for storing dynamic data during discovery. About B, it defines relationships between devices in horizontal patterns. About option C, it performs tasks like data processing within the pattern. As such, it is the identification section that is not used in a horizontal discovery pattern. As such, the correct option is D. Horizontal discovery patterns focus on discovering devices and their relationships, not on identifying CIs like in vertical patterns. Question 11. Which of the choices best describes a tabular variable in a discovery pattern? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, tabular variable can have multiple columns. About B, it refers to a scalar, not a tabular variable. About C, cells store scalar values, not specific CI attributes. As such, the choice that best describes a tabular variable in a discovery pattern is that each cell is a scalar variable. Thus, the correct option is D. A tabular variable in a discovery pattern is a data structure that holds multiple values in a table-like format. Each cell in the table typically contains a scalar variable which holds a single value. The table allows for organizing and iterating over multiple scalar variables efficiently. Question 12. What is the recommended method for excluding specific software from discovery on Windows and Unix servers? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it involves altering discovery patterns, not specific software exclusions. About B, it changes probes but does not specifically manage exclusions. About C, it is used for configuring discovery settings but not directly for exclusions. Thus, a recommended method for excluding specific software from discovery on Windows and Unix servers is discovery properties. As such, the correct option is D. Discovery properties is the correct method for excluding specific software from discovery on Windows and Unix servers. In ServiceNow Discovery, discovery properties provide a central place to configure exclusions or special conditions that affect how the discovery process runs. These properties allows you to specify which software, devices or resources should be excluded from being discovered based on certain criteria. This ensures that only relevant software is included in the discovery results, improving the accuracy and efficiency of the discovery process. Question 13. What is the default thread count for a MID server? Let us discuss the incorrect options. About A, it is too low for typical concurrent tasks. About B, it is too low, limiting concurrency. About C, it is higher than the default, requires manual adjustment. Thus, the default thread count for a MID server is 25. As such, the correct option is D. The default thread count for a MID server is 25. This setting controls the number of concurrent threads the MID server can use for executing tasks. The thread count determines how many operations or processes the MID server can handle simultaneously. Question 14. What would you see in the discovery pattern log that you would not see in the ECC queue? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it is seen in the ECC queue, not in the pattern log. About C, it is found in the ECC queue, not in the pattern log. About D, again, it is logged in the ECC queue, not in the pattern log. As such, it is the success or failure of the individual pattern steps that we would see in the discovery pattern log and not in the ECC queue. Thus, the correct option is A. In the discovery pattern log, you can see detailed information about the execution of the pattern itself, including the success or failure of individual pattern steps. This allows for troubleshooting and understanding how the discovery pattern progressed step by step. This log is more focused on the internal flow of the pattern's execution. Question 15. Which of the following executes the OS query commands on agents to gather attribute details from a CI? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About option B, it handles communication between agents and servers, not executing queries. About C, it manages discovery activities, not specific queries. About D, it is used for setting checks, not executing OS query commands. And about E, it defines compliance rules and is not for running queries. As such, it is the agent collector that executes the OS query commands on agents to gather attribute details from a CI. Thus, the correct option is A. The agent collector is responsible for executing OS query commands on agents to gather attribute details from a configuration item. It handles the data collection process by running queries on the agent's host and then passing the gathered information to the ServiceNow instance for processing. Question 16. Which ECCQ message contains the XML payload returned from the MID server? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it indicates the message is ready for processing, not the payload. About C, it shows the message is waiting for action, not the return data. About D, it contains data sent to the MID server, not the returned payload. As such, it is output that contains the XML payload returned from the MID server. Thus, the correct option is B. The output message in the ECCQ contains the XML payload that is returned from the MID server after it has completed its task. This message includes the result of the operation, such as discovered data or attributes, which are sent to ServiceNow for further processing. Question 17. Which of the following choices may be global variables for steps in horizontal discovery patterns? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it is not a standard global variable for discovery patterns. About D, it refers to a comparison point, not a variable for discovery steps. As such, the choices that may be global variables for steps in horizontal discovery patterns are computer system and process. Thus, the correct options are B and C. In horizontal discovery pattern, global variables are used to store and pass information between different steps. The following are commonly used as global variables in horizontal discovery. Computer system. This variable typically holds data related to the computer system being discovered, such as its attributes, configuration, and status. Process. These variables store information about processes running on the system or device being discovered, often used to identify active services or processes. Question 18. Which of the choices have a higher chance of leading to lost data during CI reclassification? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it focuses on classifying without significant changes to data structure, reducing risk of data loss. About D, it usually adds new attributes or structures rather than causing data loss. As such, it is switching and downgrading that have a higher chance of leading to lost data during CI reclassification. Thus, the correct options are A and C. Reclassification of CIs can lead to data loss in certain cases, particularly when the class is significantly changed or altered. The following actions are more likely to cause lost data. Downgrading. When a CI is downgraded to a lower class, it may lose attributes and relationships that are unique to the original higher class. This is because the lower class might not have the same set of attributes or relationships, potentially leading to data loss. Switching. Switching a CI from one class to another could result in data loss if the new class does not accommodate all the attributes or relationships that were associated with the original class. Question 19. As a first step in horizontal discovery, which of the following is where the Shazam probe is placed in a request? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it logs the pattern execution, not the probe placement. About C, it is used for communication between the MID server and ServiceNow, not for placing probes. About D, it records discovery results, not probe placement. As such, it is target where the Shazam probe is placed in a request. Thus, the correct option is A. In horizontal discovery, the Shazam probe is placed in the target section of the discovery request. This is the initial step where the probe is invoked to collect information about the target system. The Shazam probe is used for identifying specific configuration items based on the system's attributes. Question 20. Which of the choices below best represent key capabilities of a ServiceNow ITOM enterprise solution? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it is primarily a focus of ServiceNow's ITSM or Customer Service Management, not ITOM. About B, it focuses more on app development, not directly tied to ITOM capabilities. The choices that best represent key capabilities of ServiceNow ITOM enterprise solution are managing hybrid clouds and proactively eliminating service outages. Thus, the correct options are C and D. Key capabilities of a ServiceNow ITOM enterprise solution focus on managing IT infrastructure and preventing service disruptions. These two capabilities are central to the ITOM solution. Manage hybrid cloud. ServiceNow ITOM helps in managing hybrid cloud environments, allowing organizations to efficiently oversee both on premises and cloud based resources, ensuring smooth operations across different environments. Proactively eliminate service outages. ServiceNow ITOM includes features, predictive analytics, and automated remediation to proactively identify and resolve potential issues, preventing service outages before they impact operations. Question 21. In a discovery, what table associates an IP address and a credential? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it relates to service connections, not IP credential associations. About C, it links CIs to services, not IPs to credentials. About D, it is used for labeling, not for associating IP addresses with credentials. As such, the correct choice is credential affinity. Thus, the correct option is A. The credential affinity table in Discovery is used to associate an IP address with a credential. This table helps map specific credentials to the IP addresses of the devices or systems being discovered. This ensures that the appropriate credentials are used when accessing each system during the discovery process. Question 22. What pattern operation allows the transfer of a file from the MID server to a target? Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, it is used for interpreting file content, not transferring it. About B, it establishes a connection but does not transfer files. About D, it deals with attachments, not file transfer. As such, the pattern operations that allows the transfer of a file from the MID server to a target is put file. Thus, the correct option is C. A put file operation in a discovery pattern allows the transfer of a file from the MID server to a target system. This operation is commonly used when files need to be pushed to the target system, such as when uploading scripts, configuration files, or other resources during the discovery or automation process. Question 23. During the discovery process, what determines if an asset record is created? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, the CMDB stores configuration data, but asset creation depends on the CI, not the CMDB itself. About B, it defines asset types but does not directly create assets during discovery. About C, it specifies product details but asset creation is tied to the CIs, not directly to the models. About D, it handles communication tasks, not asset creation logic. As such, it is the configuration item that determines if an asset record is created. Thus, the correct option is E. During the discovery process, the creation of an asset record is typically determined by whether the discovered system is classified as a configuration item. If the system being discovered is identified as a CI and meets the necessary criteria, an asset record will be created in the CMDB. Question 24. What is the recommended method for consolidating duplicate CIs? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it deals with event related issues, not CI duplication. About C, it ignores duplicates, which does not resolve the issue. About D, it involves manual intervention, which is less efficient than automated remediation. As such, it is a duplicate CI remediator that is the recommended method for consolidating duplicate CIs. Thus, the correct option is A. The duplicate CI remediator is the recommended method for consolidating duplicate configuration items. This tool automates the process of identifying and merging duplicate CIs in the CMDB, ensuring that the data is accurate and streamlined, reducing redundancy and improving the quality of the CMDB. Question 25. Hardware models can have one-to-many relationship with the following. Based on the question, let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it represents a one-to-one relationship, not one-to-many. About D, typically a one-to-one relationship, not a one-to-many with hardware models. As such, the correct options in this question are assets, configuration items, and model categories. Thus, the correct options are A, C, and E. In the context of hardware models, a one-to-many relationship typically applies to the following sets. A hardware model can be associated with multiple asset records, each representing an individual instance of that model in the organization. Configuration items. A hardware model can also have multiple CIs associated with it, representing different configurations of the hardware in the environment. Model categories. Hardware models are categorized into different model categories such as servers, network devices, etc. A single hardware model can belong to one category but can relate to multiple model categories if applicable. Question 26. Using the SNMP query operation on a pattern for a custom device query, it is best practice to do what? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, changing default MIBs may lead to inconsistent or incorrect data. About B, SSH is unrelated to SNMP queries for custom devices. About C, testing with live devices in production can cause disruptions. Use a test environment instead. As such, best practice among all these choices is to use the published manufacturer's device MIB. Thus, the correct option is D. When using the SNMP query operation in a pattern for a custom device query, it is best practice to rely on the published manufacturer's device MIB. A MIB defines the structure of the data that can be queried via SNMP for a particular device type. Using the manufacturer's official MIB ensures accurate and reliable data collection. Question 27. When designing steps with operations requiring variables, it is best practice to do what? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About A, avoid hard coding values as they reduce flexibility and scalability. About B, not all operations require scalar variables. Context matters. About D, discovery operations should account for dynamic environments, not static ones. As such, the best practice among all these choices is to query targets for variables. Thus, the correct option is C. When designing steps with operations requiring variables, the best practice is to query targets for variables dynamically. This ensures that the steps adapt to the actual environment and retrieve the required information in real time, improving flexibility and accuracy in discovery or patterns. Question 28. Which choice best describes a horizontal discovery pattern? Let us first discuss the incorrect options. About B, it refers to storing credentials, not part of the pattern. About C, it is a tool used for discovery, not a horizontal pattern itself. About D, it classifies work in discovery, but horizontal patterns focus on operational steps. Thus, the choice that best describes a horizontal discovery pattern is steps that execute operations. As such, the correct option is A. A horizontal discovery pattern consists of steps that execute operations to identify and collect data about configuration items. These steps include actions like querying systems, running scripts, and parsing responses to discover details about the infrastructure. Question 29. Which choice best describes what happens when, by default, duplicate CIs are detected during identification and reconciliation? Based on this question, let us first discuss the incorrect operations. About A, not the default behavior for duplicate CIs. About B, identification rules are predefined, not created automatically for duplicates. About D, discovery doesn't stop for duplicates by default. As such, the choice that best describes the given scenario is that each set of duplicate CIs is added to a deduplication task. Thus, the correct option is C. By default, when a duplicate CIs are detected during identification and reconciliation, the system creates a deduplication task. This task allows administrators to review and resolve the duplicates manually or through automated processes, ensuring the CMDB remains accurate. Question 30. For the set parameter value operation, which of the following is used in the syntax to declare a constant unchanging value? Let us first discuss the incorrect operations. About A, it is not used for declaring constants in the set parameter value operation. About B, it is typically used for different operations, not for constants. About D, it is commonly used in variables, not for constants. For the correct option, it is quotes that is used in the syntax to declare a constant unchanging value. Thus, the correct option is C. In the set parameter value operation, constants are declared using quotes. For example, you can specify a fixed string like quote unquote example underscore value to set a parameter to a specific constant. These were all the questions for this video. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. We will be publishing more parts to this series in the future, so please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.